Hey, Shalom Israel. This is STATL Connect. You know what I'm saying? You got your two hosts here, Cap 10K the Goggle Bar, you know what I'm saying, and myself, Preaching House of Mashiala, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into this Black history. So we know we're gonna stay on this Black history so we can keep waking up our people, because that's what we do in the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into this Missouri massacre. We're gonna get into this St. Louis. It was 1917 massacre that happened to our people down in St. Louis. It's a tragic thing, and I mean, we still having tragic things happen down there in St. Louis. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's a race riot. You know what I'm saying? So our people was fighting back. They wasn't taking it. They wasn't taking it, man. So just like your oppressor, they're gonna have them high powered guns. You know what I'm saying? They gonna gang up, you know, and they coming to fight. To lock it.
You know something, real quick.
Go ahead.
When I was looking this up, right, I found another story. The oppressor is the devil. The Bible speaks of. I'm getting a little reverb too. You might
right,
have to mute. Yeah.
Damn right. Yeah.
Yeah. No sweat. Yeah. So he definitely is the devil that the Bible speaks of, right?
Right.
Turn around and they done changed the whole narrative of the story.
Damn.
They claim that it was two brothers that ended up shooting. Okay, because this was a regular thing of theirs. You understand? What's to harm and unalive and harass and beat and do whatever to us, right? So they lied and said that it was two brothers that turned around and opened fire on a pickup truck that just so happened to have two undercover police officers in his truck.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, it changed the whole entire story out. And so that's what's supposed to have kicked off this angry mob of white people. Is because two black men turned around and shot and unalive two undercover police officers. I said, boy, they just cannot help themselves. But thank the Most High that we got the truth. It's out there, you know. Because I just wonder, like, how many people gonna click that first article and believe that one? You know what I mean? Click that article and believe that all this happened because of you. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I just want, before we even get into the real story and what happened, you know, because you know that they are trying to erase history in so many different ways, right? Like, for instance, how they turned around and said that slavery now was a choice. We came here looking for a job and just so happened to end up finding some chains and, you know, saying yokes around our neck. We just so happened to run into a whip, you understand, getting our back beat while we were looking for employment.
Right. And
our
women,
sisters, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, they say, you know, like you said, our women getting raped. They didn't come over here and ask for that.
You gotta watch the word. You gotta change. Yeah, no sweat. Yeah, them getting defiled. They asked for that. You know what I'm saying? They asked for an animal that they want nothing to do with to end up taking their innocence in their body. Yeah. So yeah, so just like they changed everything else, they changed this story too. And we're gonna get into it. We're gonna show you the real story of what happened. Now before I have you read the story, they turned around. East St. Louis had at one point out it was thriving. Now I always used to go over there, right? Because two of my children stay over there. I used to go over there back in the day and wonder why this place was so dead. Why East St. Louis looked the way that it looked. Why are the people the way that they are over there? Right? And this tells it all. This was the beginning of it right here. At one point, our people was moving from down south to up here in St. Louis and East St. Louis, and that was an industrial area. They had well, matter of fact, the same company that was involved is still there. Metal companies, train company. I mean, just all kinds of companies. Businesses everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it was popping, and our people was moving here trying to make a better living for themselves. You know, and turned around, and this is what happened to them in 1917. This is the East St. Louis massacre that happened. So go ahead and read that, brother.
It's crazy. That's crazy, sir. Okay, Colonel Khan. East St. Louis race riot, 1917. 100 Negroes shot, burned, clubbed to death in East St. Louis race war. The
Now,
city of
real
East St.
quick, real quick.
Louis.
Now they say it was 100, but I really
Mm-hmm.
believe they lying. I
Right.
believe it was thousands.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
believe it
believe
was
that
a
too?
thousand or more. You know what I mean? Because they
Mm-hmm.
always exaggerate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Try to make it
You got
sound.
it.
Try to make it sound not so bad.
Right.
You know,
It's just
but I don't.
it's just 100 of them.
Yeah,
You
it was
know
just
what I'm
100. Look,
saying?
I don't care if it was one of them.
Right.
It shouldn't even have been one. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead, keep reading, bro.
Kind. The city of East St. Louis, Illinois, was the was the scene of one of the bloodiest race riots in the 20th century. Racial tensions began to increase in February 1917 when 407 African Americans workers were hired to replace white workers
1 second, real
who had
quick, real quick. Let me say this. Um, this is what sparked all of the marching that we do. Right? It was the East St. Louis riot. That's what started the marching. They marched and protested everywhere once they heard about this incident. It got all the way to New York, brother.
mm,
You understand? Our
right,
people was marching everywhere. This is what started that marching and protesting that we do. You understand? Like people think that it just started with Martin Luther King. It didn't. We been marching here, you
right.
know. And they turned around, and the workers that they hired, they you know how devils go on strike, right? They
Mm-hmm.
turned around and went on strike. They probably was striking for a smoke break. They love smoke breaks.
Oh
You
yeah,
understand?
yeah,
They love smoke breaks, brother. So they stopped working, and the company, of course, they wants to keep making money. They
right,
can't make no money if ain't nobody at work.
right.
So they hired a bunch of brothers and sisters to turn around and start working. Right now, this keep reading. Go ahead, read a little more.
Kamala Khan. 470 African American workers were hired to replace white workers who had gone on strike against the aluminum ore company. The violence started on May 28, 1917, shortly after a city council meeting was called. Angry white workers lodged formal complaints against black migrations to the mayor of East St. Louis. After
Now
the
stop real
meeting,
quick. Stop real quick, brother. Now,
I
now, now
got
think about something. Why are you mad at black people
you. Right.
when it's your white boss that did this? The black people didn't do anything. All they did was just apply for a job. You know what I'm saying? And this is how you know that these people are insane and they're never going to change. There's absolutely no reasoning with the devil. There's just none. Here you go, you strike, and then you get mad at the people that they hire. Now, mind you, they've been mad at us. You understand? They've been taking their angers and their frustrations out on us when we haven't even done a thing to them. We turn around and work in your cotton fields and chop down your sugar canes and our women breastfed y'all big alien head children. And then
Right.
you got the nerve to be mad at us about anything. You got hundreds of years of free labor built this whole place for you. That's why you got Jimmy John's and Starbucks and a Pizza Hut, and you know what I mean? Like, come
Right.
on, man.
Johnny's
They got it
Pizza.
going on.
Right.
And they have the audacity to be mad at us or about anything because the brothers and sisters went and got some jobs that you clearly walked off of, and you're mad at them. So they go to the governor, and I mean the mayor, and they had this meeting, and they got mad. They said, if you don't do something about these niggers taking our jobs, then we're gonna do something. That's what they said.
Right.
That's what they said because they couldn't get them to do anything about it. Because guess what? This was between your white boss and your white self. Between you two, blacks actually had nothing to do with this. Our people had nothing to do with it. I'm sure a lot of them didn't even know what was going on, man. You understand? They turned around and saw what they used to call them back in the day, a bulletin. You
Mhm.
understand? A
Yeah.
sign or something that said now hiring, or in that case, it probably said hiring ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So hiring
Right.
right now. You know,
On the
hiring
spot.
today.
Yeah.
What they call them? On the spot interview. You
Mhm.
understand? Hire on the spot. Right? That's probably what they was doing. And these devils got mad at their white boss for hiring black people while they was striking, trying to get a smoke break. Go ahead, brother. Continue.
So, like, if I could, sir,
Go ahead.
the crazy thing about this little part right here, like you said, the mayor is white, and these workers are white. And the crazy thing about it is they can never hold themselves accountable with each other. They always giving each other excuses and always try to take their anger out on us, sir. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Mhm.
You right.
All right. Yeah.
You
All kinds.
you are absolutely correct, brother. They never turn around and say, "Hey, you're wrong for targeting them. Why are
Right.
you mad at them when it's Bob, the owner, that you should be mad at?" You understand? They'll never do it.
No. Common
Go
cut.
ahead, brother. Keep going.
All right. Went to the mayor of East St. Louis after the meeting had ended. News of an attempted robbery of a white man by an armed black man began to circulate through the city. As a result of this news,
Now hold on.
white mob,
Now hold
Mhm.
on. Hold on now. Now remember, I told you there's another narrative out there,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's the reason why I turned around and gave you that one first to show you now it's a whole nother narrative. Now we do know that these people are the devil that the Bible speaks of,
all right.
and the word devil don't mean man live under the ground with a pitchfork that's on fire. The devil
Mhm.
means liar or deceiver, and they lie about everything.
Mm-hmm.
No news. The same way the news got around about you see the movie Rosewood, right?
Common kind,
Same thing.
sir.
You see what happened on that movie when the news got around that what was her name? Millie, whatever the hell her name was.
I think
Something
so.
happened to her. She got sexually assaulted by a black man.
Mm,
And when they asked her, listen, now this is what's crazy. Like you said, you just said something that's profound. You
wow.
turned around, they'll never hold themselves accountable, right? The sheriff goes to, you know, before he even go to her, he was talking to another deputy. He like, wait a minute now you know this is Millie we talking about. This is Karen. Are you
Mm-hmm.
sure? Are you sure that this happened? You understand? Because
Right,
guess what? They knew that this was the town whore. They knew it.
right. Mm-hmm.
They knew John's wife was the town whore. Hell, the sheriff probably had some. The deputy probably had some. The janitor probably had some. Go
Yeah,
on and on. The
yeah.
principal at the school probably had some.
No, the milkman
Everybody
got
that
that.
had. And forgot the milkman, because
I
back
know the
then they used to
milk.
deliver milk.
Right? Yeah, they used to delay.
Yeah, yeah, they used to drop the milk off the gallons, that 2 and that 3% milk. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Whole milk right there at the door. You right.
Yeah.
And guess everybody had some of that. And he checked to verify, like, wait a minute, before we do this, are you sure? And he went to Millie and she said, nigga. And guess what? That got
Hmm.
them white folks turned up.
Hmm.
That revved them up right there to where they said the same thing in the scriptures when it said, raise it when it came to us, when it came to them harming us.
Right.
Raise it. Like, get them. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
here we are again with them turning around and make it. Now they stormed into the mayor's office. What was the reason that they did that? What did they go in there and complain about?
I was complaining about the black workers taking
The,
the
the
white workers' job.
the black workers that just got hired. Now all of a sudden, wait a minute, did you hear that? You hear about Bob getting robbed by that black
Mm.
man?
Mm.
Now all of a sudden, it's a black man that robbed a white man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Come on with it. Keep reading. To show you matter of fact, real quick, to show you just who we are dealing with and why we need to stay separated from these people.
Mhm.
We need to stay separated from them. Go ahead, brother. You got it.
All right, Comic-Con. News of an attempted robbery of a white man by an armed black man began to circulate through the city. As a result of the news, white mobs formed and rampaged through downtown, beating all African Americans who were found. The mob also stopped trolleys and streetcars, pulling black passengers out and beating them on the streets and sidewalks. Illinois
And
Governor
real
Frank.
quick,
Mhm.
I got the picture of that.
Mm.
We turned around and matter of fact, it's on the thumbnail for this show. They turned around and it was, man, had to been almost about 1,000 of them out surrounding this streetcar. And mind you, they was doing this to sisters. They was doing this to women too. They was doing this to children too. They was turning around. It was a lot of um. I did this. Was this last year? Yeah, I think it was last year around the same time. I went to the site of where some of the houses where they set on fire,
Hmm.
or where some of our people lived at. Guess what? Ain't nothing there but dirt.
Damn.
Not even a house been built. Now just imagine this. This happened in 1917, and there wasn't another house built on that ground since then.
Wow.
There's not even a house in none of the sites. They turned around and went around burning brothers and sisters' houses down to the ground. And there's not even a house over there in those same spots that they set on fire. So I highly doubt that this just happened to 100 of them. I
Like what I
highly doubt that. Go ahead, brother.
if I could. You know what's crazy about that is that's probably where the bodies is buried. They don't want to start building houses on that land because they might pull up a couple hundred, a couple thousand bodies, like you said, sir.
Possibly. You might be right.
Probably where the bodies is for real. That's kind of weird to just not build nothing after that. You know, that's crazy.
Facts. Come on with it. Keep going up.
Comic Con. Let's see. So they stopped trolleys, streetcars, pulling black passengers out and beating them on the streets and sidewalks. Illinois Governor Frank O. Loudon eventually called in the National Guard to quell the violence, and the mob slowly dispersed. Um, the May 28th disturbances were only a prelude to the violence that erupted on July 2nd, 1917. All right. After the May 28th riots, little was done to prevent the further problems. No precautions were taken. No precautions was taken to ensure white job security or to grant union recognition. This further increased the already high level hostilities toward African Americans. No reforms were made in the police force, which did little to quell the violence in May. Governor Loudon, is it Loudon or Loudon? Loudon, I say Loudon, ordered the National Guard out of the city on June 10th, leaving residents of East St. Louis in an uneasy state of high racial tension.
Stop right there, real quick. The way that they decided on fixing that was to make us pack up and move out of East St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did. They unalived, like I said, I believe it was 1,000.
I
I
do
believe
too,
it was
sir.
more than 1,000. Because matter of fact, that streetcar, the one we got a picture of, it was a lot of women on there. It was mostly women on there, and it was mostly women that surrounded the streetcar. I forgot about that. I forgot about that fact. It was mostly women that surrounded the streetcar. Straight up, straight up. So you see what we dealing with, whether it be male or female. You know what I mean? Dealing with them, dealing with our oppressors, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the part of Black history that we should never forget.
Yeah, right.
We should never forget this. They turned around and harmed us. Here we are. We just went in and applied for a job. You know, they've been thinking that we are going to take something from them since forever.
Mm-hmm.
They always come with that. They're trying to take our jobs. Every time you turn around, them lazy bums are always complaining, talking about somebody is going to take something from them. When you took this whole country from someone else,
Right.
and then you expect for the people that you made fix it for you and build it up to not say a word. You expect for the native Indians to not say a word, and you expect for the black people that you enslaved and made forced them to work in some horrible conditions.
So, like if I
You
could, sir.
expected them, one second word, you expected them not to say a word. Then turn around and when they apply for a job, got the job that your lazy ass did not want to work, and then now it's their fault again. You don't want them to say a word. You want them to stay at home when it was a thriving city at that time. But you go in East St. Louis right now, brother. Um, it, it's it's not very many people that live there. The I think if I'm not mistaken, I got to go back to the stats on this, but I pulled this out when we was having camp over there. The I think I want to say like the highest income in East St. Louis that one is making is about 18,000. I'm not kidding. It's low. It's low as hell. And guess what they want you to do? They want you to shut your mouth and not say a word about nothing. But thank God for the Commanding Junior Hunter, the ISUPK,
Damn right, Cal.
because we
Damn right.
I don't know how to shut up. You can see that. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says that oppression maketh the wise man angry.
Right.
I'm angry as hell when I think about Black history. All of the inventions that our people made that is now stamped and signed with a white man's face on it. Turn around and say that make America great again is when you had us in chains. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just crazy. But this massacre here, like I said, the East St. Louis massacre in 1917, that that was horrible, man. Our brothers and our sisters went through that all because they went and got a job out. All because they went and got a job. and they had to get unalive, beat. They was snatching them out of their cars, snatching them off of the train. You know what I mean? Everywhere, burning them out of their houses. And you go and take a trip over to East St. Louis right now, and you go. The first thing you're gonna do what I did was think back to 1917. I
Mhm.
got more pictures when the National Guard did come with their guns, telling black people to get the hell out of here now. That's what they told them. Play a few businesses here and there. Guess what? The people, man, it's almost we almost extinct in East St. Louis.
I'm crackling a little bit, Cap.
Go go ahead, Doc. You got it.
Now I said you was crackling a little bit. Now what I'm saying, like just like they did us, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, saying you know, we taking their jobs like that's in the article. Now look what they doing to our you know, Hispanic brothers. You know what I'm saying? They doing to them now, saying the same thing. We in 2024 and they talking about they coming to take our jobs. They coming to take our jobs. When they know they gonna take the lowest job for the lowest money. You know what I'm saying? You know that they'll get the illegal aliens and all that, sir. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing new under the sun, sir. These white folks don't want to pick no oranges and apples and get out there and pick cabbage and pick corn, be in that hot sun on that asphalt, you know, you know, straightening out the streets and stuff. Most of the time, you'll see the Mexican, I mean, the Hispanic brothers working. They sitting over the side, on the side with their hands in their pocket, watching them. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Go ahead, sir. You there? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and keep going with this article to Cap get back. You know what I'm saying? On July 2nd, 1917, the violence resumed. Men and women and children were beaten and shot to death, man. This oppressor, man, is evil, man. He's evil. He definitely don't give a damn about black men. And he's shooting and killing children, beating them. Oh man, it's crazy. Around 6 o'clock that evening, white mobs began to set fire to the homes of black residents. Residents had to choose between burning alive in their homes or run out of the burning houses, only to be met with gunfire. Oh my goodness. It's crazy, man. The type of stuff that we have to endure, man. We got to endure this type of stuff, man. Like I say, this is black history, man. This is black history. Damn sure black history. We should never forget this type of stuff, man. You know, the scriptures say, remember the days of old, man. We got to remember what these oppressors have done to us, man. You got to remember that. And then it says, they met with gunfire.
And
In
then you
other part,
see, Slocky, brother. And then you can see that they had no choice.
mm-mm.
It's one of two options: be unalive this way or unalive that way. That's it. That's it. You
That's
know,
crazy.
and like you said, look at what we've been dealing with. You know, and then the first thing that they like to say about us is how we are. I mean, you don't think none of this played a part in it? You don't think the trauma that we suffered played a part in it? Go ahead. Keep going.
Come on. Resident had a choice between that is not a choice. Burning alive in their homes or run out of the burning houses, only to be met with gunfire. In other parts of the city, white mobs began to lynch African Americans against the backdrop of burning buildings. As darkness came and the National Guard returned, the violence began to wane, but did not come to a complete stop.
So
Our
they
people.
didn't even stop it. It didn't stop. They're never gonna let up. That's how cruel these people are towards us, man. They didn't even stop. Defenseless as those brothers and sisters were, as harmless as they were, those were some good brothers and sisters, man. That
Mm,
turned around and met their demise for absolutely no apparent reason. All because who don't want to have a good job?
right.
Who does not want a good job?
All right, Cal.
You get what I'm saying? Like, come on. That's all they did was when they filled out an application.
That's it. I
Yeah,
mean, Cal, they didn't really. If you go back to the top of the story, they told them to come because they were striking. Y'all mad because y'all striking, and like you said, these people they need to fill these positions. Well, I mean, we'll grab these Negroes over here and let them come work for us, and it turns into a damn massacre. Like you said, who don't want a job?
yeah. And
Who
you
don't
know
want
our
a job?
president, they ain't trying to miss no money now.
No,
They's not trying to miss no money, all because you want to take 12 smoke breaks.
hmm and the thing about it, Cap, like you gotta think of, I guess you can say, I ain't gonna say the mindset of the black folks. They like, what? We get to leave the cotton field and go do what the white boys do, what the white men do. Shit, come on, y'all, let's go do it. You know what I'm saying? They like,
Well,
we
just
no
think
damn
about
cotton.
it. Think about something though. We ain't left the cotton field.
Right,
We
don't
still
count.
slaving. That's why we call it a slavery right now today.
Right,
You understand? Because we still out here slaving. 'Cause guess who's benefiting from all of this work? Guess who's benefiting from all the work? That's what they call it now. Who's
mm-hmm.
benefiting from all of the child? Look, I just did a video. It's getting ugly out here segment, right? To
Mm-hmm.
where Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash drivers are striking. They
Mm,
want more money, more better pay, all kind of stuff. Listen, they want it all, and because they're not giving it up, so they said to hell with that. They said
yeah,
that they have been decreasing the perks every year.
damn,
They've been decreasing while Uber is the top ride share company that there is, $7 billion worth,
goodness gracious.
and they are barely paying their drivers. Oh
Mm,
man, I mean these people are cruel and completely unusual. Like who else is the devil? If not them, who else? Somebody down up under the ground, I would love to meet him. He's probably a cool cat.
yeah,
He probably somebody that I could sit and have a drink with and talk to him and be like, "What's up? What you doing, man? I'm finna come through and holler at you. Where you at? I'm gonna go down there and holler at him. And I bet I have a better time talking to him than I would these people
hmm
because those, what was it, 461 brothers and sisters said
470,
nothing to them. How many?
470.
Yeah, they said absolutely nothing to them. And look at what they went through. Did nothing to them. They went to their mayor and said, listen, you better do something about them. What would that white woman say on the movie road? Nigger. They went in there crying. You better do something about them niggers.
Could take it.
And then all of a sudden, now a black man robbed a white man. That's how they do it, man. These people are evil, man. These
Mm,
people are cruel, and there's just no changing. There's no fixing this. Anyone trying to fix this, you are wasting your time. Anyone that wants to get along with them, you are wasting your time. Anyone that wants to be equal is wasting their time. we are never going to be equal. We're never going to get treated fair. You can forget about it. You can just hang it up.
Hang it up, Cap.
Forget about
Never.
it.
Ain't no
Because
damn
it's
equality.
never going to happen, man. It's never going to happen. We're not even a whole man and a woman to them. That's what I don't understand. We're not even considered a whole man and a whole woman. We're considered three-fifths of one.
It's a lock it, Cap.
Go ahead, brother.
Hey, what they gotta understand is that's why people don't really understand the Bible like that, man. Because Salaki, out of one, our forefather Jacob, man, been fighting this chump, this evil murderer. You know what I'm saying? Since the beginning of time, since the book of Genesis, we've been fighting this. We've been fighting this oppressor from the beginning. They in a royal rumbling in the womb, and we still fighting against these people, man. But they didn't switch it around and they trying to get equality from these oppressors, and it'll never happen. It's not meant to happen. We're not meant to be equal with them. We're meant to be above them. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, sir.
Damn right. That's a fact. What you just said, that's biblical, brother. We were never meant to be equal to that trail of trash,
Right.
but only be above them. Yep, you are right. So, but it's
Mm-hmm.
coming back. We
Oh
got
yeah.
it now.
Mm-hmm.
Commander Junior Hanna helped set everything straight by holding on to the truth that was passed down to him.
All right. Most High
You
crap.
understand? While they just I don't even understand. This is the most amazing thing in life to me. And I just do not understand how weak you are to where you just can't fight for this. You can't fight for this truth. You can't stand strong in this truth. I just don't understand. So here they go.
Mhm.
As they leave it, Commander Junior Hanna holds on to it for dear life.
Mm.
When I heard his story, I said, man, this brother absolutely loves black people. That's what I said when I heard the story. He slept in the school. He loved his truth so much, and said this about his people. He said, "Without this truth, my people die." That's what he said. And he slept in the school, waiting
Mm.
for the day to where brothers and sisters will come back in. And because
Mm.
of his diligence, look at where we at right now.
Yep.
We here right now, holding it
Yep.
down just like him. I saw that example. I said, "Oh man!" When I'm telling you, when I watched the documentary, I was like, "Wow!" I didn't even think anyone like this existed because who cares about us for real? You understand?
Right.
Who
I'm
cares
right, Cap.
about us? We don't even care about us half the doggone time.
Yeah. We don't even care about our own damn self. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
look,
saying?
look at these religious folks to where they talk about love all day and all night, but then turn around and defile one of these children. Claim to love Jesus is love and Christ, I love you and love you, love you, love you, and then turn
Cap, you,
around and sleep with another man's woman.
Cap, we hear that all day on Clubhouse, man. That is
Oh,
that is.
oh my God. Hey, you
Sometimes you
saw
got
you saw what I said to the last one, but I said, man, this is starting to sound a little LGBTQ-ish, bro.
right.
All this love and beloved, calling a man beloved.
Damn,
Like, come on. Like
damn,
this
this
man, brothers, come on now.
ain't nothing but love in this goddamn room. I'm getting up out of here,
Man,
man.
come
I need
on now.
I
You
need to go with
understand?
I need to go with a warrant that I can't be
And,
in here.
I'm telling you, I'm with you on that. I just can't. Love
God,
ain't just. That's not all I think about. Is no doggone love, and you got to be completely psychotic. Something's wrong with you if your only emotion is love.
hmm
That's a psychopath. To where you only got one emotion, one feeling. Something is wrong with your head. Straight
Mm,
up. That don't even
Cap,
make no sense.
you know what's crazy about that? You always hear, I love everybody. I can't have no hate in my heart. Ain't ain't no peace. You can't have peace if you got hate in your heart. I be listening like that ain't no way to live to have hate in your heart. The scriptures tell you it's a time to love and time to hate, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, come on now.
They don't read the Bible, sir. That's all it is.
They just don't care.
Mhm.
They don't read.
That is the worst for our people, man. Like you said, like I heard you said you take all the drugs in the world, fentanyl, weed, you know, crack, heroin, put it in the blender, blend it up really good, and that shit is still worse. I mean, Christianity is still worse than that blend mix you just did of them high powerful drugs.
Yeah,
Still the
I
worst.
agree.
Still the worst, Cap. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I had, sir. You want me to keep reading?
Or you can drop the articles you want to drop.
Okay. Let me go and get it in. Well, I want to. Well, I want to drop this one article. 'Cause I didn't know if you heard it, but it got to do with we know we still getting unalive in these streets. We still getting unalive in these streets, right? So check this out. Community is outraged in Missouri. And I saw this. I was like, I know Cap bringing up Missouri, so they still doing it to us. They haven't slowed down one bit. They haven't slowed down one damn bit. What it says is community outrage after Missouri cops murder Marquis Keys Riviera and leave him lying outside for 6 hours and no charges were filed. Let me tell you how this is horrific. This is horrific how this brother died, Cap. It's horrific. I mean, this cop went overboard. He went overboard, Cap. It says in a horrifying police encounter, 22-year-old Marquise Riviera was murdered by Columbia, Missouri cops. You know what I'm saying? That's how close is that by you, Cap? That probably right up the street. Now that shit
Where it
about
says it is again.
Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah, that ain't too far.
Ain't too
That's
far.
about
Yeah.
Columbia. That's about an hour, maybe 2 hours. That ain't too far though.
Okay. All right, about 2 hours. Okay, guys. It says cops after they shot him and blew his kneecap out, shot him again in the heart. Shot him in the heart. They blew his kneecap out, shot him in the heart. That's crazy. Then left him bleeding out for 6 hours to die. This week it was announced no charges will be filed, sparking widespread outrage as his family and community demand accountability. In a heart-wrenching incident that was ignited outrage across Columbia, Missouri, Marquise Riviera, a 22-year-old facing a mental health crisis, was murdered by a local police officer. So this dude had mental issues. He was having mental issues, and the cop didn't give a damn. He still shot his kneecap out, and then if that wasn't enough, you had to shoot him in the heart. You had to walk up on execution style and shoot him in the heart. That's crazy. Despite multiple pleas for help, the tracking encounter on August 4th, 2023 ended while police blowing off Riviera's kneecap, shooting him in the heart, and leaving his body outside for 6 hours with no medical attention. They didn't even call the police. I mean, they didn't even call the ambulance to help him. They let him sit here and just bleed out. Once he got shot in the heart, it probably was, out of the, he probably was,
But
it was
they
over
had to
with.
get their story straight first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Couple times.
they ain't quite have it straight.
That's
But see
crazy, man.
what they didn't understand is it don't matter whether your story's straight or crooked. They gonna work for you.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to work for them. You understand?
Right.
They gonna
Right,
turn
Cap.
around and do like what they did in every other case. In the case where the mayor in East St. Louis had a meeting with them before they went out there in such outrage and started those riots and started unaliving our people.
Right.
And they
Yeah.
did nothing to stop it.
Still doing it to
Like,
this day, Cap.
and they're still doing it to this day. They're still doing it to this day. Brother, I done brought out stories to where black people, black police officers have horror stories about being on the force. And I just don't understand why are they still there. It's a
Mm,
brother, I bring this story up all the time. I make a long story short. Brother, he a cop in North St. Louis. Turned around, there was an accident outside, down the street from his house. Turned around, he put on his badge and his gun. Now he in plain clothes, but he got his badge and his gun showing to let everybody know that officers on the scene now. As he
mm,
was standing there talking to two white officers with his gun and his badge in clear sight, a third officer pulls up and says, "Gun," and shot this brother in his chest about four, five, six times.
mm.
Tried to unalive him while he's in the middle of two police officers talking to them. He see the gun. Now you ain't see his badge, but you
Right.
saw his gun, right?
Right.
And almost unalived him. Now, if that wasn't bad by itself, the story that he told while he was being interviewed of all of the racism that he encountered and experienced since day one on the job. And guess how
Okay.
long this brother been on the force? At this time, 14 years. 14 years of being profiled. He on the job getting profiled,
Dang.
getting discriminated against. Yeah. And then you know what? He's still there. So all those 14 years of you enduring that racism, and then you almost got unalive, just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough to make him say, you know what? I think I'm done with this now. I think these people are a problem. He didn't even say it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he said? You know what he said? He
What's
turned
that?
around. He started singing, "My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty." That's what he did. Put a
Mm,
band-aid across his chest and went back to work. Well,
mm.
that was almost his last day.
Dang.
That was almost his last day, right there, as he was trying to help some people that had a car accident. Almost lost his life. And the brother did not quit that day. He should have quit while he was in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Been over with.
Soon as he turned around and came to and woke up, he should have said, "Oh, let me put my 2 weeks in. Matter of fact, let me put my right now in. To hell with two
Right.
weeks." What did
Right.
what Officer Shaw say? Fuck this fucking job. You
Yeah.
understand? Put this
Yeah.
time in right now.
Let's get it on. Right.
Yeah.
Give you no two
And,
weeks. You ain't
and
gonna 2 weeks.
right. And have somebody go clean out his desk or his locker, or whatever the hell they got on the police force. Yeah,
Yeah. Cat,
yeah.
when I when I left my job, whatever, I left everything in there. I left everything in there. I ain't taking none of that crap. You know what I'm saying, I got my little personal things and I was out of there. I ain't want none of that. You know what I'm
And right. Oh yeah,
saying? 'Cause I got
all of their belongings will remain.
yeah,
I don't want none of that. I don't
yeah,
want nothing to listen. I left the workforce back in 2006. I thank the Most High. I ain't
right,
been back in there since then.
right.
You
I'm
know,
trying to get on.
I,
I'm trying to get on that path, Cap. You already know.
I left them then. Listen. Short song was in my head back in 2006 because I turned around and thought about all of what I was doing for this company, all the sacrifices I was making. I was traveling. Listen, that's why I travel for the truth so hard the way I do. Go in and out of town with no problem. I traveled almost the first 3 whole years of me being in this truth. I mean, the first 3 years, almost that whole time was nothing but traveling. You know. And guess what? I'll do it again. You know.
Mm,
But I did it for my white boss, and I
mm,
know he didn't appreciate a lick of it. You understand? Turned around. I'm in the union, right?
right.
I'm in the union. I'm painting. I'm the baddest painter that they got.
Mm.
I'm so cold, so diverse. I'm gonna toot my own horn for a little bit. You
Nah,
know what
go
I'm saying?
ahead, be
Listen,
fade,
I'm
Cap.
so cold with it. Listen, I had when I was an apprentice, right? It started to go first year, second year, third year apprentice, and then you become a journeyman after that on your fourth year. I'm so cold with it. Listen, I got the journeyman on my first year turned
Mm,
around and was trying to get me fired from my job
damn.
because I was just that cold. And you know what? I just didn't understand it. It was some devils on there that wasn't even about that, though. I can't be honest about that, right? They wasn't about that. They knew that they had a spot with him because he took them from another company that he was working for. He was
Mm-hmm.
working for another painting company, and all of the cats that that rolled with him, he ended up hiring them for his company. And
Mm,
they knew they had a job. So they had been working with each other forever. It was no thing. So I mean, I done had journeyman come and say, wait a minute, hold this. What does this apprentice do? What is he doing? Now, mind you, I'm the only nigga on the job. Out of 100 people, I'm the only nigga. So I'm 99 and just me.
I know,
Turn
hey, Cap. I
around.
know how that is, Cap. I
Oh,
definitely
come
know
on.
how that is.
You
Hey,
already know. Listen, turn around and they asking me, what is he doing painting? What is he doing spraying? What is he doing? What is he doing? And they done walked off the job. I said, damn, what's wrong with them?
mm-hmm.
It wouldn't bother me just as long as you ain't touch me. I don't give a damn what you say. I got work to do. You
Right.
understand? And see the other guy, the top foremen, the ones that came from the old company with the boss, they already knew I was cold. So they wanted me there. His top guys, because they like, hey, we getting this work done with him. So turn around and one of them told me, he said, man, they think you're gonna take their job. I said, how? When I'm just an apprentice. I'm not even a journeyman yet.
Right.
He said, but yeah, that's the point. He said, you're not a journeyman and you know how to do everything that they know how to do.
Right.
He said, and they fear that. Man, they fear us everywhere about everything for just no reason. When he hired you, the boss hired you, dumb.
Right.
How you gonna lose your job? I'm gonna take it. You understand? How am I gonna take your job? He started you off paying you $30 an hour, and
Right.
I'm making 15.
Hmm.
So how am I gonna take your job?
Right.
Like it's stupid. All
That's
day
crazy.
long. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Nah, but I mean, just to make a long story short, sir, is he had mental health issues. It's a really long article. I don't want to get all into it, but yeah, shot this poor guy, man. He was telling the police that he was having mental health issues, and that's why he even called him out there because he was gonna hurt himself. So he called the people that he thought was gonna help him. He called them out there twice. He thought that he called the right people to help him, and he ended up getting shot in the knee, blowing out his knee, and unalive. You know what I'm saying? Through the heart, get shot through the heart. So that was a crazy story, but that happened down there in your area, Cap. It's crazy. They don't hold themselves accountable, Cap. I got a quick little one before we get out of here. The Baltimore cop. This is crazy. I'm just gonna read the title. We can talk about it a little bit. The Baltimore cop charged in Freddie Gray a death charged in Freddie Gray's death, now overseeing the division. So he's over this division that investigates claims of police wrongdoing. Why would you put him in that position? These people do not care about black people. He's killed somebody. He's a convicted murderer. Wrong murder. Like, I mean, not Salaki, unalive. He's convicted, and now he's over the division that put in claims for police wrongdoing. Man, these people will never love us, man. These people will never love us, man. And we steady trying to
Never
love them.
have and never will.
We steady trying to love them, man. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. So now
That's
he's
crazy.
over the department where you put in your complaint at.
Yeah.
What a joke.
Yeah, he does it. He's the overseer of the
Yeah.
investigation claims.
Good night. For the police wrongdoing.
Yep.
Mm-mm-mm.
I feel sorry for that city of Baltimore. That is crazy to me. You know what? Being in the truth, that ain't even shocking, Cap. You know what I'm saying? That's not even shocking. These people, man,
You right.
like you said, Cap. These people will always hate us, man. These people will always hate us. Let's see it now. Investigation claim. Oh, I'm doing. Yeah. 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 I think that's a sad one for our people down there, man. That's Adawan, that's why we got to get this thing together. We got to get this thing together and come together with our people. We got to come together.
Damn right.
Because I hear a lot of people say, like on Clubhouse and stuff, well, it's the best thing for our people to get into the police force and this and that. No, it's not. The best thing for our people to do is come together and love each other, but we don't know how to do that. We don't know how to do it. We think going to work for your oppressor is the best thing to do. When, like you was talking about that police officer, almost got unalive, but you so oppressed. They got you so oppressed. You want to go back and work for them, singing "Kumbaya." That's crazy. That's Christianity at its finest, Cap. That is complete Christianity at its finest.
Yeah, religion done a horrible job on us, brother. Good night.
That's crazy, Cap.
Yep.
That's crazy to me. That massacre, man. I don't understand, Cap. You go on these jobs with these oppressive folks, they're gonna be looking crazy at you. They do not want you in no high position. You know what I'm saying? Because what they will do is you'll get the job, but you know they'll do they'll pay you kibbles and bits, and you'll have more responsibilities than the whole place. And you better not make it to work late. You better come out there. And you better come out there. And you better come out there break right on time.
And you know it. You better know it. I was just talking to a nurse that said that same thing. She said, I stopped doing all the extra stuff I was doing. She said, because soon as they found out I knew how to do this and do that, they put more work on me and never paid me. And she said, as soon as I turned around and stopped doing it, she said, oh, it was nothing but problems.
Oh, yeah.
She said it was nothing but problems. Yep. And then the sister said when she left and got her another job somewhere else, once they did run into her, they act like they was in love with her.
That's how they do it.
Like they hadn't seen her in so long. But she said, but they must have forgot how they was trying to get me fired. I said, they ain't forgot. How can they forget? They knew what they was doing to you.
Yeah.
They thought you
And,
forgot.
yeah, and the crazy thing about it is everybody know. Everybody in the whole plant know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're gonna get rid of them pretty soon. Oh, and you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. Yeah, you're gonna be out of here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we came man. That workforce cap, like I say, it ain't no joke. It's oppression. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're dealing with them oppressors that have been doing it for years and years. You know what I'm saying? That's a wild thing. It's an article I had on that. This lady was working in the office, and she said she was making pretty decent money, but she was like, it's called what is it called? I can't think of the name, but when they pay you, and when you sit down with them, and they give you that raise, and then they start talking about can you do more of this? Can you do more of that? And can you do more of that? And you do, and you just be happy you got a little extra raise. You know what I'm saying? The extra $2 if it's that. You know they don't want to give you nothing. Then they put all these responsibilities on you. Yeah, it's over with from there. I same thing happened to me when I came into the truth. I was like, oh, I ain't even want the raise. Don't give me one because I know you're gonna ask me. I know you're gonna ask me to do more. I ain't trying to do nothing. So yeah, it's a lot here, sir.
Right, right, right. You about to
Crazy.
pull another article, or
Not
we at the time?
Yeah, we close around
It's
the
it's
time.
it's whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's close around the time. Hold on. Let me see. I don't want to pull my screen up. No, I'm good, sir. I think that's all I got right there. We can end it with that.
All right, we can go ahead and close out.
Okay. All right, this is another episode of STATL Connect, man. Stay tuned to us. We got podcasts rolling. We got Cap 10K, the Goggle Bar Heavy Sharpening Sword Radio on Sundays at 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Check it out. Very hot topics, always fire. You know what I'm saying? We got Officer Bond. You know what I'm saying? Officer Bond on Fridays. You know what I'm saying? At what 10 o'clock I think it is. You got um heavy content. No. Salakia. To the hard way. Salakia, sir. To the hard way. You know, come out with that fire content as always. So y'all check in with us, man. Definitely continue to check into STATL Connect. You know what I'm saying? Checking into that. And you got anything you want to say, Cap?
Now you pretty much summed it up.
Con. All
Yep.
right. That's sir. I'll say shalom.
Shalom, brother.